Traders are counting losses after a fire raced down stalls in Gikomba Market. Early this morning, the fire is reported to have started about 2 a.m. and was still on at 7 a.m. as various emergency response teams battled to contain the inferno. Firefighters have, however, put out the fire. The fire comes close to 5 months after another fire at the market claimed 15 lives. Right, as we indicated there, this is just another fire. There was another one back in May, and 5 months later there's this incident. Of course, there has been a history of fires at the Gikomba market, even as we await to see how much of impact this has caused. In as far as the property that has been lost, it's estimated at several millions, but you'll be waiting to hear from the authorities in as far as this is concerned, how they can assess the fire. But just to take you through some of the fires that have occurred over the past sort of 8 years. In September 2010, there was a fire that went on for 3 hours, and inaccessibility to the market hampered the firefighting. In March of 2012, the traders at the market also lost heavily in an overnight inferno, and cause of the fire, you can imagine, 6 years down the line, remains unknown. And also in 2014, there was a huge fire near Shauri Moyo Lower Bridge, and property and goods worth thousands, hundreds of thousands of shillings was lost. And then in June 2015, there was another fire that burnt down stalls at the market, and goods worth millions of shillings was destroyed. The police indicated that arsonists were responsible for the fire. Then later that year, that is in October 2015, there was a night fire that destroyed property and goods. Several stalls were also razed down. And in October 2016, that was, you can see there, October 2015, then a year later in October 2016, a fire broke out at the open air market, and the firefighting took hours to contain the inferno. And once again, goods worth millions of shillings were lost. And then later, October 2017, a year later, you can see that pattern. Friday morning, it was a Friday morning, the fire displaced dozens of traders. Property worth millions was destroyed, and President Kenyatta demanded an inquiry to be conducted and pledged to rebuild Gikomba Market. And then June 2018, that is earlier this year, 17 people died, 70 were hospitalized after the dawn blaze. Timbers, second-hand clothes, sections were gutted down, and neighboring residential houses also affected, and that led to the death of at least 17 persons. And of course, that it was the incident that occurred that time. So you can see there is a pattern that in October 2015, October 2016, October 2017, June 2018, and again now in November 2018, that there's that inferno. Of course, previously we have had promises from the government, the national government, indicating that they were going to rebuild the market to ensure there's accessibility, that fire engines are able to access the areas to contain the fire in good time. But as you can see, this fire that broke out at 2 a.m. was still burning at 7 a.m., 5 hours since it was lit, or rather went off. So we'll be asking questions in as far as what really happened this time round. Was it an arson attack, or was it just an accident? And what has happened to the promise that the government was going to reconstruct or rebuild the market, something that we have not seen concluded almost 5 months since the last incident.
Kiasi tu bro. Wewe mwache kutafuta wewe. Mkutoe. Na mkianza kukutafuta mtatoka hapo. Ah, nikurusha huko. Mwanza kupora. Kila mtu anasema ndio hapo sasa. Hapa hivi. Hapa kwanza hivi. Hapa kuna kitu unafanya hapo bado unaongea. Hauja tu bora hapo. Ukitaka kujibu pepo unataka kuongea. Mbona unafanya kazi unapora? Sio hapo bibi. Jaribu kuona. Hizo nguo bana, acha kuchagua. Wewe usiwekele kila bila watu. Hiyo mlima ndio na moto hiyo. Hiyo mlima. Wewe mwenyewe na Mungu wako. Wewe somo chini. Songa chini. Wewe sijui baya sana. Si mzuri. Hata kijina hapa. Mungu na kalamini. Hapa